Oh, hey. Okay, I'm here with Andy from, how do you say the name of your company?
Cell Theory. We're presenting Gullfoss, our automatic EQ plugin, using an auditory perception model to decide what sounds good, and then using a real-time equalizer to use that information to improve your sound, really.
Oh, cool. Well, why don't you run us through it?
Okay. So this plugin has a very basic user interface, and it allows you to state your intent. So you can say you want to recover things that have been not present enough in your mix, or you want to tame things that are overpronounced, and that's really all that is there to do for you. Everything else goes automatic. You can state your preference in terms of brightness and perceived loudness, and when you run it, you can see an automatic EQ curve appearing that fixes problems in your frequency balance and phasing issues, and it converts this recording of a classical piano from a relatively muddy one to one that shines and is clear and has a well-defined stereo image. Right? Okay, is there anything else I can tell you?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that if you got stuff that's sticking out, it can tame that. So can you show me, do you have an example of that on
yes,
here?
I can give you an example of that. So this is some Irish folk music with a violinist, and a violin is a very hard instrument to record because the violin is usually moving with respect to the microphone. So you pick up a lot of spurious resonances, and you usually get a boxy sound because you're not in the sweet spot of the radiation pattern. So we have here a violin example where only the violin has this problem and the rest of the mix is fine. But we only have the stereo track available, so we want to find a way to just fix the violin and nothing else, and that adaptively throughout the mix.
I'm gonna put this over near my lap, so I can hear the example.
Okay, and I'm going to show you what it sounds with the plugin, and then I'm going to turn the plugin off, and you will hear the sound without the plugin, the original sound. I'm turning it off now.
Wow, that's significant.
Yes, it's actually it's usually quite an impressive effect if you turn it off, because if you start with the original first, your brain gets used very quickly to what it sounds like, and then you don't quite hear what's different because it sounds a bit better, okay, but you don't really know what the problem was. And if you start with a treated example and then turn it off, it suddenly appears that, wow, there were a lot of problems that it solved. And in fact, what your brain does when you listen to a source with issues is that it adapts to the source and learns what it sounds like. So we're doing the same thing, only that we are applying the correction not to our perception but to the signal itself. So it's really emulating the way the brain works on these issues.
And so can you show me how to control, once it's in there, if I wanted to have more or less of the effect? Can you show me what a couple of the parameters do?
Yes, it's really very simple. There's very little you can control. It's the basic two controls are recover and tame, which allow you to state that you want to bring up things that have been lost in the mix or tame them. Here, it's much more important that you have the taming going on. You can see the EQ dials down quite a few frequencies, and if you reduce tame, you see that vanishes. And the resonances are there again, and then I bring tame up, and the resonances get cancelled out. So that's the most important control. The other one is the recover. That will simply bring back some brilliance in this case. And we have brighten, which allows us to produce a less bright mix or a brighter mix. So it's quite an obvious effect, and it's really a choice of that depends a lot on your personal taste and on the genre you're targeting. And the boost control is mostly for also for genre-specific frequency balance manipulations. Like if you have a disco track or a club track, you would use a positive boost, and if you use or if you have a singer-songwriter or a classical track, you would reduce the boost so that it sounds less big.
And so this technology, is it based on, like, is it AI learned? Like, you picked all the greatest?
No, it's not machine learning.
Okay.
We are not following the machine learning trend. We've put 10 years of research into this auditory perception model, and this model is using ideas from information theory together with mathematical models or methods from quantum theory. And it's quite unique. Nobody else can do anything like it. And the results, I mean, I think they speak for themselves. So you don't find such a thing in any other plugin.
Cool. Well, thank you. Thank you, Andy.